Time for something new, something we have for the first time here on our Sunday morning edition of WBOC News this morning. Now, just like Mike and Dan, WBOC meteorologist Alex Seymore is incredibly passionate about the weather, and he does a great job explaining how things work in a way even I can understand. So in our very first Weather 101 with Alex Seymore, Alex tells us about nor'easters, something we're all now very familiar with, and how these storms are made.
The past month on Delmarva, we have experienced quite a few nor'easters. 4 nor'easters impacted much of the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast. And here are just a few of the satellite imageries from those 4 nor'easters that hit the area March 2nd, and then the last one hit just this past week on March 21st, bringing that snow, rain, and wind to the area. And just a few pictures of some of the impacts that you can see from nor'easters here on Delmarva. Here's one image of the coastal flooding and battering surf that you can see when these nor'easters impact the area. And then on the other side of the spectrum, you can see the snow, and sometimes it falls heavy and wet, resulting in tree and power line damage. And those aren't the only impacts. You see the strong northeasterly winds that result in power outages like we saw just at the beginning of this month. But how exactly do those nor'easters form? Well, first step, you need a dip in the jet stream. This dip in the jet stream brings cooler air to the area and really results in a path up the northeast coastline for these nor'easters to form on. Second, you need an area of upper level energy just off to our west. This piece of energy will move to the east and just off the coastline. That's where it meets up with these clashing air masses. You see that dip in the jet stream brings all that cool air down across the region. And then we have the Gulf Stream just off our coastline. This warm, moist air and this cold, dry air from Canada results in lift in the atmosphere that really energizes the storm system, allowing that storm system to strengthen. And then it moves up the east coast, and we see those impacts. The northeasterly winds, which is why they are called nor'easters, push water and wind and rain into the area, and even bring snow sometimes. And sometimes when they set up just right, they bring that rain snow line just onto our region, which is what resulted in our tough forecast this past week of where much of the northern portions of Delmarva saw all that snow and southern portions saw the rain. All right, for more weather information and more weather facts, tune in next week for our next series of Weather 101.